Hello there, welcome to another video, and today I will be going through the May 2025 paper 2 time zone 2 section A only. And don't forget, this is a calculator paper, so we have to make the most of our GDC. And as usual, this solution was made before the official mark scheme was published, so I recommend that you give it a go as well. Number 1, consider the function f of x is equal to x minus 1 all square over x, where x is an element of real numbers and x is not equal to 0. Now let's try to do A. Show that our given function here in this expression is equal to x minus 2 plus 1 over x. Well, for question A, all we have to do, expand the numerator like so, divided by x, okay? And I put the formula here on how to expand these two binomial expression, okay? And going back to our working, then we can rewrite this as x squared over x subtracted by 2x over x plus 1 over x, and simplify to the required expression as in the question. So there we go. And for question B, it's a henge. Henge means use the previous result here in part A. Find the integral of f of x dx, like so. Yeah, so we can rewrite this given expression, this one here as well, into this expression here. Yeah, because the question say henge. So the integral of f of x dx is equal to integral of x minus 2 plus 1 over x with respect to x. To integrate x, we increase the power by 1, so it becomes x squared over 2 subtracted by, well, the integral of 2 is 2x plus, remember, the integral of 1 over x is equal to ln x, and this is given in the formula booklet. Well, for the integral of 1 over x, we cannot use the same method, because if we did, we'll get an undefined answer. Okay, and don't forget, since this is an indefinite integration, we have to put the arbitrary constant plus c, like so. Next, question 2. The points A and B, that point there, A and B, lie on a circle with center O and radius 19.5 centimeters, such that angle BOA is equal to 210 degrees. A piece of paper is cut into the shape of sector BOA, and then a hollow cone, this one here, with no base, is constructed from this sector by joining A and B, and this sector forms this hollow cone. Now let's try to answer part A. You're asked to find the area of the sector BOA. The formula is given in the formula booklet, so we can use this formula, but the only problem is the angle in this case is measured in radians. In our question, angles are given in degrees, so we have to do some conversion like so. I'm sure you remember 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Therefore, 210 degrees is equal to 210 over 180 multiplied by pi. That gives us 7 over 6 pi. Then we can use the formula here, like so. So area is equal to half by radius is given 19.5 square multiplied by the angle in radian, 7 over 6 pi. Okay, that's equal to 696.845. Usually answers is rounded up to 3 significant figures, so it is approximately equal to 697 centimeter square. In part B, we are asked to find the radius of the cone. Let's have a look for relevant formula in the booklet. Here it is. In the booklet, we are given the area of the curved surface of a cone, which we have calculated in part A. So let's use the formula. Okay. Again, we have calculated the area of the curved surface of a cone, which is equal to the sector area BOA, calculated in part A, this one here, okay, and equate that to pi RL. The radius here is the radius of the base, not that radius, okay. This radius of the sector becomes L, the slant height, okay. Therefore, we can calculate the radius of the base of the hollow cone. Yeah, that's equal to 11.375. Round this up to 11.4 centimeters in 3 significant figure. Next question, number 3. Consider the function f of x is equal to a tangent 2x plus b, where x is not equal to 2n plus 1 pi over 4, and n is an element of integers, and a, b are elements of real numbers. Let's try to answer question A. Write down the period of f. Unfortunately, the formula is not given in the booklet, so you have to remember this formula given in this format, and the period is equal to pi over b. In this question, this is b. Okay, so b in this case is equal to 2. Therefore, the period is equal to pi divided by 2. Next question is, find the value of a and the value of b given these 2 points. So what we can do, we can substitute this x and y coordinates into f of x, like so. If we do that, we will end up with these 2 equations having 2 unknowns, a and b, which we're after, and we can find a and b using GDC. Let's try to use GDC to find a and b. So first, click menu and then choose number 3, algebra, and then you will be taken to this window, and then choose number 2, solve system of linear equation. Number of equation, obviously 1, 2, so put 2. Well, the calculator only recognizes x and y. Okay, so let's just use x and y. Just remember which one is which, okay, because there's no a and b. Okay, choose OK. Right, and then you're given this for you to type these 2 equations. Let's start with this equation. Okay, so we have 7 is equal to, I let a is equal to x multiplied by tangent, okay, to find this tangent, click trick button, then you can find that tangent there. All right, and then you have tangent of, here we have a fraction. So what you can do, click that catalog icon and choose this fraction format like so, and input the values, the numerator and denominator, 2 over 3 times pi. Now to find pi, you click that button there, okay, and then you can find pi. Then input pi like so, plus b. In this case, b is equal to y. And then you do the same thing to the second equation, or to the other equation, like so. And then you are to solve for x, y, or in our case, a, b. And then you press enter to generate the answer. So this x is equal to a in our question, and that y is equal to b. So a is equal to negative 0.866 and b is equal to 5.5. Number 4, a population P has a rate of change modeled by dp by dt is equal to negative 104,000 times e to the negative 0.0145 t, where t is the time measured in years since the start of 2022. At the start of 2022, the population was 6.78 by 10 to the 6. Based on this model, find the predicted population at the start of 2026. So we are given dp dt and we are asked to find p. That should tells us we have to integrate. So let's do it. So p is equal to the integral of dp dt with respect to time. So we'll do the integration as usual. Please remember this formula. This formula is given in the booklet, but this is not. And I think this formula is more useful. Okay, so use this formula to integrate this. Okay, then you should end up with this expression. And please don't forget to put plus c, because this is an indefinite integration. Okay, so this p equation is not complete because we still need to find this arbitrary constant c. So what we can do, we are told that at the start of 2022, that means when t is equal to 0, the population was 6.78 by 10 to the 6. So let's substitute. So we have all of these expression plus c, and don't forget to substitute t is equal to 0 to this, okay, and equate all of these to 6.78 by 10 to the 6 as given in the question, and then you can find c. Then this is p of t, right? So this is the model, and based on this model you are asked to predict the population at the start of 2026. That means t is equal to 4. So substitute t is equal to 4 into this model. There you go. So replace t with 4, and then the population is approximately equal to 6.38 by 10 to the 6. Question 5. This question looks long. Okay, let's try to do it part by part. In a study, measurement for arm span A centimeters and foot length F centimeter are taken from a large group of adults. For this group, the regression line of F on A is found to be F is equal to 0.335A subtracted by 32.6, and the regression line of A on F is found to be A is equal to 2.89F plus 99.3. Each regression line, this one and this one, passes through the mean point. Question A. By using an appropriate regression line, find an estimate of the arm span for an adult with a foot length of 19.8 centimeters. So we are asked to find A given F. Therefore, the appropriate regression line is this one here. So given F, foot length is equal to 19.8. Therefore, the arm span, well, we substitute F equal to 19.8 to there to get the answer. So arm span A is approximately equal to 157. Part B, for this group of adults, find the mean arm span and the mean foot length. So we are asked to find these two unknowns, and we are given the two equations. So we can use GDC to find A and F. So here are the two regression line. Okay, and again, TI calculator do not recognize F and A. So we can equate X is equal to F and Y is equal to A. Yep. Or you can change it. Okay, so let's use GDC. So go to calculator and then choose number 3, algebra, and then you choose solve system of linear equation. This is the system of linear equation, and there are two equations, variables x, y, and then you click OK. And then you input these two equations. Again, please remember, in this case, x is equal to foot length and y is equal to arm span. Next, we are given this information here. The heights h centimeter of adults in the group can be modeled by a normal distribution with mean 163 centimeters and standard deviation sigma centimeter. It is found that 88% of the group have a height between 153 centimeters and 173 centimeters. C. Find the value of the standard deviation sigma. Right, for this type of problem, it is often helpful to sketch like so. So sketch the bell curve and put the mean. Mean is 163. So that's the mean. Okay. Draw the middle vertical line, and that's the mean is equal to 163 centimeters. Sigma, this is what we're after. Okay. And we are given 153 over this side and 173 over that side. Okay. Notice that they are symmetrical. Yeah. Because the mean is 163. If we subtract 10, we get 153. If we add 10, we get 173. Yeah. So this section is symmetrical. Okay. And the area is equal to 88%. Okay. In normal distribution problem, this is the formula that is given in the booklet. z is equal to x subtracted by mu, or the mean, over standard deviation sigma, meaning we need to find z score. Then we can calculate sigma. How to find z score? Then we sketch similar bell curve, only this time we consider this as the standard normal distribution. So we don't use these x values, but we use the z score. And the mean is equal to 0, standard deviation is equal to 1 for standard normal distribution. The area remained the same, 88%, right? So to find that z score related to that x value, we can use inverse normal. Or you can choose 173 as the value of x if you want to. Okay, so let's use the GDC or TI Inspire. Choose probability and then choose inverse normal because we want to find z. Okay, area. Your TI Inspire only recognize the area to the left of that z score, which is 6%. Remember, this is 88% and it is symmetrical. Therefore, this section is equal to 6%, that section is equal to 6%. But since I'm using that z score, that area to the left of z score is equal to 6%, which is 0.06. The mean in standard normal is again 0. The sigma in standard normal distribution is 1. Then click OK. Then you get z is equal to negative 1.55477. Put this value into this formula like so, and then you can find sigma. So sigma, or standard deviation, is approximately equal to 6.43. Last number, number 6. Consider the function h of x is equal to 15 cosine pi x over 50 plus 15, where 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 50. The tangent tk, that's tk there, to the curve y is equal to h of x at the point k, comma h of k is shown in the diagram. Let's try to answer part A. Find the gradient of tk in terms of k. So this should tell us that we have to differentiate h of x and substitute x with the x coordinate, in this case k, like so. So find h dash of x using chain rule. In this case, the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So we have negative sine of pi x over 50 multiplied by 15 there, okay, and multiplied by the derivative of the inner function, which is pi over 50. And the derivative of 15 is just 0. So there you go. That is the gradient function. Then the gradient of tk, yeah, that line tk there, in terms of k is, well, we replace x with k, or we substitute x equal to k into this gradient function to get that expression. So that's the answer for part A. Next, consider the case where the angle between tk and the x-axis is equal to pi over 8 radians. Find the possible values of k. Right, so let's make another sketch like so, and that is pi over 8 radians, and you're asked to find the possible values of k. Something to note: gradient in this case is equal to rise over run, or change in y over change in x. Likewise, tangent theta, or tangent pi over 8 in this case, is equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side, which is also equal to change in y over change in x. So that should tell us something. Therefore, tangent is equal to the slope, or gradient. Now we can work this out. We know that h dash of k is equal to tangent pi over 8. And we know this expression, h dash of k, from part A, which is this one here. Again, from part A. And that's equal to tangent pi over 8. But remember, this line is descending. Therefore, the gradient is negative. So we put negative there. And we can use our TI Inspire or GTC to solve this equation. Right? So input this function first. 3 pi over 10 by sine pi k over 50. Don't forget the unit used is radian. Generate the curve like so, and then we can make adjustment to the curve by going to window and go to window setting. So I input x minimum equal to -5, x maximum equal to 70. The scale is automatic. Y minimum is equal to -5, y maximum is 5. How do I get these values? Well, refer back to the question. If you remember, we are given the condition for the x values. And then we click OK, and we should be able to get a better curve, like so. Next, we input tangent pi over 8. There you go. This is tangent pi over 8. Okay, and we can see there are two intersections that we can find, okay, using analyze graph. Okay, so go to analyze graph and choose intersection. Let's begin with that intersection. TI will ask for the lower bound, means you go a little to the left of that intersection. And for the upper bound, you go a little to the right of that intersection. And then you can start to see the value of the intersection. Okay, there you go. And then you do the same thing to the other intersection. There you go. Therefore, k is equal to 7.24, or k is equal to 42.8 in 3 significant figure. So there you go. I hope this video helps, and thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.